So this is 1691 down at Jansen Beach Moorage. I do believe that I see the siding up here. I'll remove my hand and you'll be able to see some detail. That siding is checking, and usually what that means is that it's starting to fail. You may be able to get a few more years out of it with some fresh paint, and of course those holes where the dish was installed needs to be properly filled. But anyhow, the rest of the siding actually looks like it's in halfway decent shape. The roof, I'm being told, is not, that it is actively leaking, which is not good. So it is what it is. It needs a new roof. But let me go ahead and give you an exterior. By the way, I have no idea if this is the main line into the house, but that's not an appropriate hose for doing such. Floats of 4 big logs. Looks like it's been notched or shimmed at one time, but they're all solid and not rotten, which means that's fantastic. We've got a side walkway that also has a second-story deck. This house is over 1,900 square feet. Okay, we've got vinyl windows over here, and it's going to be a combination of vinyl windows, white vinyl, and then there's also looks like aluminum windows as well. So we've got some of the windows being replaced and some not. There is window trim, but the window trim has not been flashed. You can see there's a good example. Actually, they just looks like they screwed the trim on. So I would advise, yeah, I mean, to really address this siding, it's a replacement. Now, what's interesting is you can see that the siding in the eave is man-made concrete composite. I don't know if it's hardy, but that's anyhow. So we've got T111 style siding, and then we've got hardy up above. And the deck is in fair shape. Probably a couple of deck boards that could stand to be replaced. Let's go take a walk. So a lot of these deck boards are in good, serviceable condition. Okay. Now, I'm being told that there's supposed to be a housekeeper, but got a spiral staircase right there in the living room, gas stove, nice wide main living area. Now this is what's referred to as an extra deep slip. So we've got oh, here we go. Let's see if I can. Okay, there's the kitchen, and unfortunately I don't have keys, otherwise I'd give you an interior view. Oh, look at that. Okay, so there's supposed to be a housekeeper. I was told. Okay, so the carpet's toast. It is filthy, but that's okay. At this price point, we would expect there to be issues. Side door here. And I'm really not sure if this is supposed to be the main entry to the house, but that's okay. So we've got a living area, as I said before, spiral staircase. This would be more than likely a dining area. Interesting kitchen. I think I would actually want to bring when this gets remodeled, I'd want to bring this straight out, and then that would give you, I think, a much better approach in the kitchen area. Now the kitchen has vinyl floors. Certainly they're going to be cleaned up a little bit. Yeah, it's functional. It's okay. Now what's really crazy, I am shocked by whatever this room is. I think this is supposed to be the main bedroom. It's huge back here. Okay, huge. you could easily fit a king bed and then some, you know, sofa, whatever you want to put in here. This room is huge, okay? Off to this room, definitely does need to be cleaned. These doors are filthy too. There's the commode, a jacuzzi tub, and 2 sinks, plus a corner shower. With this amount of room and plumbing, I think, and this bathroom has more than enough room to support a full walk-in shower. I'd change the layout in here. But anyhow, you get an idea of what's going on. That's a pretty cool little feature there. Some wall sconces, custom glass. Nice walk-in closet. I think it's long, and I think that the storage space is being underutilized. Okay, so I think that concludes. Oh wait, downstairs we've got a little sink here. Is there a half bath? Oh, look at that! Right around the corner. So this is opposite of the kitchen. We've got a little commode and a teeny tiny little sink, which is all you need. Now, one thing that you could do, I used to have this exact same floor in a condo back in the 1990s. One of the things that I would do is put a stackable and maybe move it over to this corner, and that would allow you to have a vanity, or at least make it feel like there's a little more room in here than trying to fit. Actually, another option would be to partition this off right here where the washer dryer is, and have a set of barn doors or something that allows you to close this space off. And you know, I picture maybe some doors with slats for ventilation, but it would allow you to separate the space, and that would look a lot nicer. But anyhow, okay, so moving on, we're back into the living area. The only way up to the second floor is via the spiral. So I am going to go ahead. Now, one thing we always talk about as far as floating homes are concerned is the presence of the water in the structure, right? So what does that look like? And we've got a huge bay window right here, which is fantastic. And you have a single operating door, French door. And so unfortunately from the kitchen, and it would be absolutely phenomenal to change the layout down here, but I can tell you right now by looking at this, that this is a weight supporting beam, okay? And so that would need to remain unless you wanted to transfer the load and bring in an engineer, but maybe you could widen this up. You know, it's kind of a shame to be in this nice of a home and you're at the stove and this is what you have to look at when you're cooking, right? But whatever. I mean, all homes are a compromise. When you're doing dishes, well, then you got a beautiful view of the water, okay? And I know it's super bright outside, so it's hard to see. But, yeah. Okay, so moving along. And again, the carpets, I don't even know if I'd want to use this carpet before I move in. I think coming in and doing a click lock, luxury vinyl planking, and then of course, I always recommend paint the walls, give it a fresh coat of paint. That'll certainly take some age off, and then tackle the larger projects as time presents itself, right? Time, money, or both. Okay, so we're moving up to the second floor. Oh my goodness, this is such a treat. Huge space up here. We've got, this looks like an ensuite. Okay, so the ceiling is not real wood. It's like wood paneling that it's probably artificial. I would take that down and do drywall up there. And that would make this space look absolutely stellar. Okay, so we've got that detail. Because I would leave these posts, maybe paint them, and I like the exposed beams, okay? But anyhow, so we've got this second floor. This could be a second living room. This could be a bedroom. Okay, hot water tank. And that's natural gas fired, okay? And of course, I have no clue what was here. This could have been an old furnace, a spot for a furnace, or something. But so the nice thing is we do have a walk around deck, so it makes for easy cleaning of the glass. Okay, let's check out the ensuite here. Okay, we've got 2 sinks. Old 1980s looking oak cabinets. I just took these out of a house in a renovation project. Windows, skylight above. I don't have a single light actually on in this place. Okay, so we've got an insert. This insert's gray, believe it or not. And for whatever reason, I don't know why, but the plumber thought they needed to put the selector knob for the shower way high. Oh, we've got 2 of them. We got a right and a left. That's exciting. So you can have both showers operating simultaneously. Yeah. I think it's time to renew all the plumbing fixtures. Now with a nice cleanup, is this livable? Yeah, I think that this is livable, but certainly needs to be cleaned. Now, when you go downstairs and you do the click lock downstairs, well, guess what? You could do click lock up here. So you could marry the 2 floors very nicely. I mean, look at the size of this room here. We do have a little bit of electrical that needs to be addressed here and there, not a big deal. I am a big believer on changing these wall switches out and doing the nice decor wall switches and the electrical outlets at the same time. And then everything's nice and white and crisp. We've got a closet. This is a walk-in closet off this. And then looks like some interior storage. Okay, so these windows, you know, it depends on who you talk to. Gosh, there's all kinds of water. I mean, this view or views out this house are absolutely fantastic. We have views in almost all the directions that you look, okay? And I want to show you, this second story deck, okay? Okay, so second story deck. So that second story deck, absolutely fantastic. Okay, you saw the views from it. You know, this is a very interesting space. It's not going to be for everybody. Again, this is this wall paneling. By the way, what I was being told is that the roof is at the end of its life, that there is evidence, and I do see it in the cedar, that the roof is needing to be replaced. I do see that this used to have a wood burning device up here, and there's a little water getting into the structure. It's caused it to swell just a little bit, small teeny patch, maybe a 1 by 1. Okay, that's swelled just a little bit because this isn't properly capped, I'm sure. Okay. But what I would do is I'd schedule to get a roofer in this year, okay? Get that taken care of. Now the spiral staircase, you know, I wonder if there's enough room. There is inside the structure to figure out where we could drop a traditional staircase, right? And I actually think, let me come down here. Pay spades, okay? Pay spades. I would bring a staircase along this wall up to the second floor, okay? And then fill this in, joist it, fill it in, and then probably move this stove, okay? Doesn't need to be in the center of the structure. Worst case scenario, you could always leave it open if you want for an interesting piece and fill the floor in, you know, not necessarily all the way, but fill it in, recapture a little bit of the space, and then bring a staircase that way. Okay, so that is $16.91. If you have any questions, please feel free to give me a jingle. Oh, you know what? I should also mention this swim float. Now let's talk about swim floats here really quickly. The primary float scored a 4. Okay. I don't know if they included the swim float in that float survey. Okay. I can see here that the deck boards are at the end of their life. Probably had some interesting things on the deck that caused this deterioration. You can see an outline right there. The second swim float, by the way, this is not the right way to secure a swim float. Rope is not the right way to secure a swim float. Okay, that rope is putting stress on, well, it was a rotten board that actually looks like it's getting ready to fall over. This whole pergola structure is it's ready to go. I mean, swift wind, but it's putting a lot of strain on this post here, and that post is not secure to a stringer. So this swim float needs to be secure via chain and turnbuckle. And actually the decking's in okay condition. I would lift a couple of deck boards off of this. Okay, check the condition of the logs and stringers. Now, if I was to judge based off of what I can visibly see here, I would say that the logs look serviceable and the stringers do as well. So what I would do is I'd take all the deck boards off, rejoist it, and then square this swim float up with the second swim float here, okay? And I would redeck it with timber tack. Timber tack is the cat's meow. Ask me about it later. So here's the house on the water side. And that concludes our tour